Hey everybody, Way Through News meteorologist Brian Good here on this Wednesday. We've got a lot to cover. I'm going to go into a lot more detailed analysis here for Thunder over Louisville on Saturday. Let's get you through the outlooks. First off, severe weather today, not an issue, just marginal risk across the south and across the front range of the Rockies. As we get into tomorrow, there is more of a slight and enhanced risk for severe weather in the Plains states. So if anywhere from portions of Kansas down into Texas, nothing close to us. And then as we head into the time frame of Friday, we'll have a chance for severe weather in Texas. But again, overall for us, we're not in bad shape at all when it comes to severe weather. Gusty storm, yeah, but severe weather just not going to happen. Wind fields are just very, very weak overhead, preventing any major issue there. All right, cloud cover, holding on tough here today, and temperatures have been struggling. We're 61 now. Some peaks of sun in Austin got you to 65. Look at how thick the clouds can make a difference on temperature. Our southern counties only in the mid-50s, and the cloud cover likely will not thin out anytime soon, so you will not get well into the 60s at all. Some areas, southern Indiana, may get in the upper 60s, but here in Louisville, even for us, it's going to be a struggle. So kind of a cool day today. Our average high is upper 60s, so below average the way it's looking. Rainfall-wise, so far, all the showers limited to our far southern counties, Hart County heading into portions of LaRue, and eventually southern Nelson and Marion picking up on a downpour, nothing severe. But here's the thing, as we get into later on this afternoon, especially tonight, there's enough energy that's going to be thrown into the atmosphere that will likely see the potential here for more widespread showers and storms. The models are trying to get a better handle on this. It shows it's starting to expand. By the time we head into, say, 6, 8 o'clock, south to north, could be a few rumbles of thunder with this as it passes through, especially when it crosses into Indiana, where you guys are getting warmer today than the rest of us. And then it'll fade away, then only to come back again early on Thursday. Showers and thunderstorms. So we had to postpone the concert series, the Way Through News concert series with KFC Yum Center. We had to cancel that, or at least postpone it once again because of the weather. The rain causing problems there. Now, Thursday midday, we may get a hint or two of sun, and that may allow enough instability, nothing dramatic, but enough instability to redevelop some thunderstorms Thursday afternoon that'll sweep in by the evening time frame. And as we went early on Friday, temperatures not dropping much at all. We'll stay in the 60s. In fact, some of the latest soundings here, again, you're looking at sounding from the NAM. Look, here's the ground level here. You're looking straight up in the atmosphere. And that white area, that's showing where the clouds will likely develop, which is right on the ground. So fog, dense fog, could be a big problem early on Friday, and the models seem to be hitting that pretty hard, so we'll keep an eye on that. As far as rain totals go, it all depends on how these things blossom the next few days. Potential is there for some areas to see, or at least tomorrow morning, about a half inch. Some areas could get about an inch of rain. And by the time it's all said and done, Thursday night, 1 inch of rain, if not 2, is possible in some locations. So that could only aggravate the flooding situation. I don't think it's going to exacerbate it enough to cause a dramatic change in forecast river levels, but it will only hamper the drop that will take place down the road. Here are the latest numbers as they stand now. And keep in mind, these forecasts are based on rain totals in the short term. If we get more than expected, we usually see these forecasts get advised, or revised, I should say, to a different number. Now, they just did revise them about an hour ago, but downward. In fact, the upper gauge was forecast yesterday to hit 23.9 feet for thunder over Louisville on Saturday. Now it's forecast to be at 23.2. Still right at or slightly above flood stage, but at least it's a drop compared to the previous forecast. Lower gauge, same scenario. There was a drop, but right at flood stage is what the forecast is. It's good news for the casino, Horseshoe Casino, and the hotel. At that level, everything can still operate just fine. Just watch out for Jeffersonville and Clarksville, the parks, the waterfront parks. They will be impacted with some flooding for your thunder viewing. Of course, on the Kentucky side as well, as you all know. Rolling Fork are about to hit flood stage in the next few hours. Forecast to go to almost 39 feet by the time we head into Friday. So, we've got the storm chance, got fog Friday. Now let's talk about how thunder over Louisville is looking. We're seeing much better agreement today compared to the past few days. And we were hoping this would happen, and it's starting to happen. This is good. So I'm going to take you through the air show time frame first. This is the air show time frame. It is showing that the low pressure that's been our biggest thorn in the side here, what's going to happen? Is it going to interact with the northern branch of the jet stream or stay on its own? Well, the trend now is to let it stay on its own, but make it move slowly to the east before it gets caught up in the upper flow and heads into the northeast part of the country. So that slower movement now, that is delaying the rain quite a bit for Saturday. So Saturday itself looks dry according to the NAM model for the air show. Here's the GFS. A little bit closer with the rain, but still mainly dry for the air show. And the Canadian just came in, very similar to the NAM, holding the rain back slow enough, mainly dry for the air show. The reason why the GFS is a little further east is the GFS has a tendency to move these slow-moving low pressures too quick. It is a little aggressive on that idea compared to the reality of what will happen. So I think the Canadian and the NAM have a little better handle on how slow this could actually move for Saturday. So looking good for the air show. Looks like the wind flow, by the way, will be out of the east, the way it's looking at this point. Okay, so talk about cloud cover, because you need at least a clear path here of about 3,000 feet from the ground up for the full air show to take place for the afternoon on Thunder. This is the potential cloud cover at 3,000 feet to the ground. And right now, according to the NAM, it's showing no clouds. You go to say 6,000 to 12,000 feet, still no clouds. Once you get above 12,000 feet, way up there, about 18,000 feet, it is showing ice crystals, and that usually tells us that you will likely see maybe some cirrus clouds way up there. But at this point, that's a good sign here for the air show. In fact, when we look at the sounding from the NAM model for Saturday afternoon, again, this is the ground, looking straight up above your head, it is showing no cloud cover at all. Slight inversion trying to show up here. And what I mean by that is that the temperature actually goes the opposite direction briefly here as we head into the upper layers of the atmosphere Saturday. Only thing that I could see that doing is it may trap some of the smoke from the fireworks show for a brief period, but it's not a strong inversion right now. But at least we're not showing any cloud cover, so right now things look fantastic. And very light winds, too, showing up here for Saturday afternoon. So that's good for the planes to do the maneuver. So, wow, what a change the past couple of days is bringing to the forecast. So let's talk about fireworks time. Well, here's the GFS. As I mentioned, it's a little too fast, potentially moving this in by the time we into Saturday evening. So we're right now, I think the air show and the fireworks show are looking better. And here's the Canadian. Again, it's going with that slower movement, which I like, mainly to our south and west. Now, obviously, after this, it's going to take over. So later Saturday night and certainly on Sunday, it looks to be quite a bit of rain and thunderstorms and maybe some heavy rain. But we don't care about that on Sunday. We worry about Saturday. And based on this, with light winds, potential for lots of sunshine, and an east-southeast flow, I think we could hit 80 degrees. That will be at the airport. Keep in mind, at the waterfront, it is slightly cooler because of the river effect. So I would say maybe 75 for those of you watching on both sides of the river. But an east wind isn't too bad. And the smoke will actually blow to the west toward the New Albany area and into PRP direction is where the smoke will blow. But as I mentioned earlier, the winds are not overly strong, so the smoke may hang for a while and then drift to the side there, downstream from the Ohio. But at least it's not going to blow one way or the other across the river, and that's good compared to last year. They blew right at us. Remember that. My eyes were covered in dust and particles in Indiana. All right, so good news here for Thunder over Louisville. Just got to worry about this flooding and where to watch. And we're giving you plenty of heads up on that, and hopefully you're making your plans accordingly. We're trying to give you updates on closures on the streets. And just have some fun, guys. So far, the weather is cooperating. It's only Wednesday, so we can still see some changes. I got to throw that caution to the wind. But right now, we're looking to be in much better shape than we did previously. So stay tuned.